Ah, fuck. I am recording now too. Jack, how do you print PDF?
Yeah. Hold up.
Listen here, Jack.
Listen, Buster. If you know what they say, if you don't put more if you don't put more, listen, Jack. If you don't put more quarters in the, if you don't put more quarters, listen, Jack. If you don't put more recorders in the arcade machine, you can't play Donkey Kong anymore. You hear, Buster? That's what my,
Now,
that's what my Cialis nurse always says to me, Jack.
now, my Donkey Kong. When I was a kid, there was just one Donkey Kong. We didn't have all these new types of Donkey Kongs. These new Donkey Kongs. You just had the one. It was called Donkey Kong. And I remember there was a Moldovan fella who would cause trouble. He'd gum up the Donkey Kong machine. Let me tell you something, Buster.
Listen, Jack, back in my days, Donkey Kong had a lot more Italians, if you know what I mean.
And they're just like regular folk, but they get a little wily if when they've had a couple of glasses of wine, if you know what I mean.
They like a spicy meatball, if you know what I'm saying, Jack. Listen here,
Yeah.
Jack.
Used to be this Italian fella named Mario, a big bushy mustache.
If you're wondering why we're
Uh,
rambling about Donkey Kong right now, it's because we're running for the Democratic National Convention. Laugh track, just
yes,
kidding. My friend Nevin
yes,
here is about to do a live stream charity event. Now, I know what you're
yes, I
thinking,
am.
because listen here, Jack, back in my day, charity was a girl, you give her $1, she'd make your dreams come true, because I never learned how to do my own taxes, so I had to hire anyone on the street who could help me.
uh, yes, I am doing a Donkey Kong Country fundraiser live stream uh, for Harrisonburg restaurant workers who have been laid off because of COVID-19.
Ooh, topical.
Yeah.
So your
Yes.
thesis is that you're raising money for Harrisonburg Culinary District workers, right?
Yes. Yes, that's
So
correct.
I guess my first question is, can you explain like the financial situation they're in and like the unique foodie economy for Harrisonburg for those like who aren't intimately familiar with downtown and associate areas?
Yes. So Harrisonburg's a small college town in Virginia, and most of the economy of the town, there is a poultry industry there, but other than that, the most of the economy of the town is based around James Madison University, which just canceled its whole school year. And Governor Ralph Northam of Virginia has just ordered all non-essential ordered all restaurants closed except for takeout or delivery. So there's been downtown Harrisonburg has about I want to say 45 different restaurants or food related businesses, which doesn't sound like a lot, but for a city the size of Harrisonburg, that's the pretty a very large chunk of the economy. Um, Harrisonburg has a population of about 25,000 when school is out and about 50,000 when school is in. So basically, when school being canceled has depopulated the city by about 50%. And the what has happened has led to massive layoffs downtown, um, and the massive layoffs downtown, and it's something that it's a financial crisis that didn't start with COVID-19. Most restaurant workers in Harrisonburg are not paid a living wage to begin with. We're not given paid sick leave or health insurance. Virtually all are non-union, which means we have no organization to represent our interests. Business owners have like a pretty powerful local lobby called the Harrisonburg Downtown Renaissance. And when we were working, half of our rent went to local landlords who are now still demanding rent from us, knowing we're unemployed. And they're also, my landlord just suspended non-emergency maintenance, which is technically illegal. The landlord of another large apartment complex just tried to evict someone, which is also supposed to be illegal right now,
Yeah.
or successfully did evict someone. So
Jesus
that's the
Christ,
whole
dude.
situation. Yeah, yeah, the fucking Harrisonburg Police Department, who are the like total fucking dweebs, basically. Also, uh, uh, being illegal, so their constitutional rights are canceled. Um, and Minecraft,
Yeah.
Minecraft, satire.
Satire, satire, satire.
Yeah.
Parody. Wow, what podcast
Parody,
did we
parody,
steal
parody.
that from? All right, so you're doing a live stream then, where you're gonna play
Yeah.
through Donkey Kong. Is that correct?
Donkey Kong Country, then Donkey Kong Country 2, and then Donkey Kong Country 3. That's correct.
Okay, so why specifically did you choose Donkey Kong for this
Uh,
concept?
it was like an homage. It's an homage to H Bomber Guy's fundraiser that he did for what I believe a trans rights organization, where he live streamed Donkey Kong 64, which is a shit game. All respect to H Bomber Guy and to the trans struggle, but that game sucks. And basically, uh, Donkey Kong Country is a better game than Donkey Kong 64. So I'm just taking his good idea and stealing it and making it better.
Do you
Except
feel
for his cause is as good as mine, but other than that,
Yeah. Do you feel that Donkey Kong as a game represents like workers' unionization and proletariat values in any form?
yeah, I've basically done an ex post facto rationalization of that, which is that Donkey Kong and his friends, they live in peace, like on Donkey Kong Island, and the Kremlings, who are led by King K. Rool, they're pirates. They're like these alligator people who invade Donkey Kong Island and conquer it, sort of, and they destroy like the forest to build factories, and they like set up mines and shit, like where there's all these ancient ruins, and they like steal all of Donkey Kong's bananas. And I think that there's a message there of ordinary people coming together to fight against our exploiters and oppressors. But I think I just pulled that out of my ass.
Well, that's back in my day, buddy. Look, listen, Jack. Back in my day, pulling something out of your ass was just what happened whenever I'd sleepwalk and get into the cookie jar. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my
Sometimes
god.
I'd eat
Uh,
the. Sometimes I'd get into the candy bowl and eat the little buttons we had in there.
little buttons.
Back in my day,
Oh.
back in my day, pulling something out of your ass was just what you had to do if you wanted to eat the candy bowl and you forgot about the toy car that we always kept in there.
Oh my god. Oh, dude.
So, can you describe? Sorry, can you describe exactly what is going to take place during this live stream?
Yes. I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong Country and also probably ranting a lot about politics, goofing, making goofs. I'm working on trying to get some musical guests, but I'll be honest, I'm really struggling with the technology on that. But if that works, this is no promise, might have Zoo and Zoo, uh, Dogwood Tales, and Jaguardini, which are all local Harrisonburg bands, because Harrisonburg's also got a bunch of unemployed musicians right now.
Wow,
So they might join me.
that'd be
They
incredible.
might. Yeah, it would be awesome if I can pull it off. If I can pull it off, but also Zoo and Zoo is doing a fundraiser where you can buy some limited edition album from him, and all of that goes to the fundraiser I'm doing.
More like fun raiser, am I right? You're raising the fun during these times.
Mandatory fun, mandatory fun. It's mandatory that everyone listening to this is mandatory. Go. By the way, the whole thing is on my fucking Facebook Live, so and you don't have to be my friend; it's public. So just go to Nevin, Nevin, space Lough space Zehr on Facebook Live, and that's where this is all happening. Because boomers don't know how to use Twitch, so
Yeah, that's fair.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna put the link down to the group
Mhm.
where you can watch the developments happen, share some dank
Fuck yeah,
memes,
yeah, yeah.
congregate, and of course the GoFundMe will also be in the episode description where you can donate to this
Yes.
cause because that's really what this is all about. It's about
Donate.
raising
Fucking
money for those
donate.
people who are really hit the hardest during this time. You know, the people
Yes,
who
absolutely.
are
Absolutely.
simultaneously were put on the front lines when everyone else got to go home, and now aren't getting any severance, any relief packages. We can't
Exactly.
wait for the government to do something because people need to pay their rent now.
Damn fucking straight. Well said. Yeah. And I'm probably not gonna like keep in this money for myself because I have other resources to tap into. But I just got my unemployment check, and it's about, or not my check, but I just got the information. I still have to do another, but then it's about like 150 a week. So
Yeah,
it's like unemployment is jack shit right now.
yeah,
Uh, fuck that shit. And Trump bucks are not coming. So
yeah. Trump bucks ain't coming, at least anytime soon.
yeah,
And if they do come, they'll
yeah,
probably have his face on it. And honestly, I
yeah.
mean, I'd rather starve. Am I
I,
right? Boom! Hire me.
yeah.
Hire me for
Hey,
Seth
hey.
Meyers' show. Oof.
Covfefe, am I right?
Kafefi.
Uh,
Why the orange man so
Trump
bad? Waka waka. Take that. Listen here, Dr. Cheeto. If it's so gay to love a man, well, I love a
listen
man
here,
called the truth.
listen here, Dorito Mussolini.
Hey, why don't you have sex with Putin? He's a man, and for some reason homophobia is funny this time. Just this once though.
Why don't you gently caress Putin's prostate? what if what if liberal comedians are all just actually horny for Putin? Like, what if that's his?
Yeah, exactly. They're just jealous because they've never felt the touch of a Russian man. Those men yeah. You know what? I think Stranger Things season 3 kind of capitalized on about all the Russian jokes we need for this century.
Yeah, yeah, I had mixed feelings about that.
Yeah,
I don't know. I like Stranger Things when they're fighting like the American government more. I don't know.
yeah. But
Like maybe
that
that's just my.
that's for another podcast. This ain't the Stranger Things podcast. The thing we're doing is not strange. It's essential
Yeah,
for a lot of
yeah,
people. And
yeah.
so, is there any way that people can help you out? What are some good signal boosting methods that you would recommend to make sure as many people as possible can be tuned into this when it happens?
Just fucking share it everywhere. That's all I gotta
Share it
say.
everywhere.
Fuck, yeah, it's not that hard. Just it's pretty simple. Just share it everywhere.
Yeah, I would make a
Uh,
joke about doing it old school, but I think like the least effective method for sharing something right now would be putting flyers out in the streets.
no, do not do that. Yeah, do not do it on the street. I did hand out flyers to my neighbors about like tenants' rights, but they got to be careful with that kind of shit. Just like stay inside, spam the shit out of my fundraiser, and like just basically, just dedicate your life to that. Would be my advice to anyone.
Absolutely. So, any other closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Closing thoughts. Yeah, yeah. So I'm an alcoholic dirtbag. I am not a good person. Probably should have been canceled for like 50 different things. But like, and the reason I say this is because there are restaurant people who are scummier than I am, and I just want to say that we cannot get through this the regular individualism and the just everyone for themselves mentality. And uh, when you step up to the plate and you fucking and you practice social solidarity, that's what gets us through crisis, and that's what like purifies us, and that's a silver lining. I'm not like saying like, oh, well, it doesn't kill you, make you stronger. Like a lot of people are going to die from this fucking thing, but that can purify us and make us stronger and make our community stronger and our bonds stronger, and we can really come out of this with a renewed sense of what matters in life, and which is the friends and family that we have.
Listen here, Jack. Back in my day, social solidarity is just when we would meet on the quad and pretend to be statues. It was the only entertainment we had.
No, listen here, Jack. I ought to punch your wife in the mouth for saying that.
All right, well, you
Oh,
heard it here first, or maybe
yeah.
second, or even third if you are friends with Nevin or follow Felix Peterman. Um, Pop on.
Oh yeah, shout out to Felix, by the way. Thank you. Like I had a dream that Felix Peterman would retweet me, and then he did. I had a literal dream that if I did this, he'd retweet me, and then he did. So it's like some Field of Dream shit. So like, thank you, senpai.
Yeah, if you build it, Nevin will come for sure. Um, yeah, so make sure to join in. What was the date again? Thursday?
Oh, March 26th, which is this Thursday, 2 days from now, at 11 a.m. is when it starts.
And how long is it going on for?
A couple fucking days. I was planning schedule it till like the 30th, but however long it takes me to beat these fucking games, basically.
Perfect, perfect.
Each game is yeah. So to beat question mark question mark question mark.
Well, absolutely. All right. Well, I think we're gonna sign off here, man. But thank you so
Yeah.
much for
Oh yeah. Thank
calling,
you.
and
Yeah.
everyone listening. Let's make this the best live stream of all time, or at least in the top
Fuck yeah.
40. Just as long as
Yeah.
we're on the charts,
Fuck yeah.
baby. Bye bye.
Yeah. Live long and prosper, motherfuckers.
All right. Peace out, y'all.